The second gameplay trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2 has released, and unsurprisingly I continue to be absolutely impressed by this game. This particular trailer didn't necessarily blow me away again or anything like that. I made a video about how I was on the hype train for this game and I continue to be that way. And this trailer just did more to emphasize my thoughts on the game already. Nothing I saw got me extra psyched up, and there was nothing in particular in the trailer itself that was particularly new that stood out to me. But I just cannot get over how good this game looks graphically. I'm sure I'm going to continue saying it a crap ton when the game actually releases, but that's the one thing that continuously blows me away. The one thing that did stand out to me, apart from of course the large vistas, and whenever there's a shot of Arthur high up on a hill overlooking the world and the valley beyond, that stuff looks absolutely jaw-dropping. But the other thing that stood out to me, the other detail that I thought looked incredibly impressive, was the snow. When we see Arthur and his horse walking through the snow, just the way the trail was formed as they were walking through the snow and how those effects were working in the game. I'm by no means really a technical person, I don't really know anything about game development. That particular effect just totally looked next gen to me. I believe Rockstar announced earlier last week that there's going to be over 200 animal species in this game, and anytime we get a look at an animal in the game, they all look awesome. Especially the horses, right down to the individual muscle animations, dude. The detail is jaw-dropping. And knowing how good this game looks, knowing how big the world is, and knowing how many freaking animals there are in this game, it's no surprise that it's apparently going to be over 100 gigabytes. The one thing that was highlighted earlier in the trailer that we hadn't really seen in previous trailers was the way in which the story seems to flow naturally and organically through the player's actions. A few of the specific examples shown was that Arthur is in the middle of gameplay, shooting people, running around, and suddenly you'll get thrust right into a cutscene, right into a character interaction. They showed it where Arthur kills someone who's on top of another person, and it jumps immediately into a cutscene with that other person recognizing him. And there was another situation where Arthur is jumping over a wall and he's immediately thrust into a narrative scenario. That stuff is what I'm looking for in Red Dead Redemption 2, truly unique and groundbreaking experiences. Obviously I'm excited to complete side quests, but at the end of the day, that formula is something we've done millions of times in open world games before. But it's this new style of narrative implementation into gameplay and making it all natural for the player experience, and the clever ways and creative ways that Rockstar is hopefully able to push the narrative forward and allow the player then therefore to also immerse themselves in Arthur as a character. That stuff is the truly new stuff, and really actually the most fundamentally impressive in my opinion, other than the graphics of course, that Red Dead Redemption 2 is striving for and is achieving, seemingly. So that was super awesome to see. The Deadeye mechanic is something they showed off in this trailer, and I never played the first Red Dead Redemption, but to me, from what I've seen of gameplay of the first game, the Deadeye system seems, at least to me, to be unchanged from the first game, or at least pretty similar. So that's cool, I guess. I just wanted to point it out because it was one of the main vocal points of the trailer. Alongside the fact that they revealed camera angles as well, you can play in first person, which is something I believed was rumoured for a time, which makes sense of course since GTA 5 also had a first person mode with the next gen releases. So that's cool. I don't know if I necessarily want to play the game in first person. I think I'm going to play in third person personally, but it's cool that option's there, and I might play around with it from time to time when I'm playing the game. Something that stuck out to me as well was also the cinematic cameras, which is cool because I'm sure I'm going to be doing a hell of a lot of horse riding around countrysides and through forests and things like that, and just having an extra camera angle that isn't just the third person over the shoulder camera angle that I'm going to be playing the entire game with. Having some variety there should hopefully enhance the exploration experience as well. At the start of the trailer we see a glimpse of what looks to be a train set piece, which looks really cool. I'm just excited to see what kind of huge grand set pieces and narrative and story moments that we get to see in the game, because Rockstar has not been showing many of them off, which I obviously really like. I appreciate that. Even though I know I'm playing as Arthur Morgan and I of course understand the basic premise of the game, I love that I still don't really have a great idea of what I'm actually going to be doing and what the story in the game is actually about. Sometimes with marketing and gaming, story elements and big grand moments throughout the campaign are beat over our heads in the trailers and things like that, but that is not been the case for Red Dead at all. So the fact that there's most likely going to be these big grand story moments and we still have absolutely no idea what they are yet is exciting, and it's great they haven't been ruined for us. And finally, one of the other big takeaways I got from this trailer was just the pure ridiculous amount of side activities there are to do in this game. You can go fishing, it looked like you could play poker. Dude, there was so much going on. I've got genuinely no idea if there truly are as many side activities and quests and things to do in the world as there seems to be. I've got no idea how I'm ever going to actually beat this game and complete the story. I'm just going to get lost and distracted doing everything else. And even though it's kind of typical PR nonsense talk, the narrator has been emphasizing in the last 2 trailers how Rockstar aims to something along the lines of create a huge and immersive open world like none before it, or something like that. And obviously that's definitely a lot of marketing gibberish to make it sound interesting, but from everything we've seen with these side activities, with the world and the exploration, and of course, one more time I have to mention it, the freaking graphics, dude. All of that stuff combined, it seems like they are truly not necessarily innovating upon the open world formula, but providing a new evolution to the formula with Red Dead Redemption 2. But at this point, I'm just waiting to play the main game. I'm stoked. This has been SirCazz, farewell.